his acceptance and affirmation of Sunni Islam. Chapter 3 is a chapter that I have written on Martin Malcolm and religion. And we talk about the spiritual pilgrimages of both men, from childhood up to the times of their deaths. And the focus, of course, in that chapter is on much of the theology that they embraced, their ideals about each other's faith, Malcolm's ideas about Christianity, Martin's ideas about Islam. And we ended that third chapter with some focus on the relevance and implications of their ideals for interfaith dialogue today. As you well know, this country is the most religiously diverse country in the world, according to recent scholarship. And we think that it's important for people who are engaged in interfaith dialogue to study the lives of these two men. Chapter 4 is another chapter that was written by Dr. Al-Hadid. Dr. Al-Hadid in that chapter deals with Malcolm on manhood and family. Their ideals, Malcolm, Martin, manhood and family, what they thought about manhood, their ideals about the importance of the family in the creation of culture and community. Chapter 5 looks at their attitude toward women, their attitudes toward women, I should say. Their wives, their daughters, the way they related to women in the movement, in the freedom movement. Chapter 6, of course, is on Malcolm, Martin, and young people, how they related to young people, their children, young people in the struggle, Black Power advocates, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And Chapter 7 was written by Dr. Al-Hadid, and it treats Martin and Malcolm in relationship to what he calls the great debate that has occurred historically, going back to people like William Whipper and Frederick Douglass and Henry Highland Garnett, up through Du Bois, Washington, on up to Martin, Malcolm debates. Chapter 8, of course, looks at how Martin and Malcolm viewed each other as persons and as leaders, their relationships, etc. And the final chapter, of course, deals with their views on world community. So we began the book with a focus on their developments within their particular black communities, and we end, of course, with their world visions.
You know, one of the things that occurred to me was that both these individuals were assassinated. And we only have a minute, and we don't even have time to even raise such a question. But the next time the two of you come by after the publication of this great work, we want you to deal with the assassination of both men and to talk about it from that perspective. But I'm sure that the information that you've given us now has prepared us adequately for the forthcoming edition of this great work. And of course, we look forward to it, and we'll have you back to talk about it once it's out. And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and good morning.